You're scrolling through your feed, and there they are. Huge cat eyes full of longing, staring at you through metal bars. Underneath, a sentence that practically screams, "Give me a home." And instantly your heart softens. In your mind, the perfect movie starts playing. You bring this fluffy little soul home. It immediately jumps onto your lap, purrs gratefully, and you live happily ever after. Stop. This is exactly where you need to pause. Take off the rose-colored glasses and prepare yourself for a truth almost no one talks about. Not even many people who genuinely want to help. The return rates are shocking. Hundreds of animals end up back in cages, often within the very first week. Not because people are cruel, but because they expected something completely different. They wanted instant love and instead got a hissing little warrior. Today we're going to tell you 10 hard truths that can turn a good deed into a nightmare if you're not prepared. But if you listen until the end and still don't change your mind, then you might be exactly the kind of person who can truly give a shelter animal a new life. You come home, place the carrier on the floor, open the door, and wait for the cat to step out curiously and explore its new kingdom. Instead, it shoots out like an arrow and disappears under the couch, behind a cabinet, or into the darkest corner of the bathroom. And that's it. Silence. 1 hour passes, 2 hours, an entire day. You put food down, you call softly, you try to lure her out with a toy, but nothing happens. Maybe you hear a faint growl from the darkness. The first feeling that hits you is disappointment. I rescued you. I gave you a home. Why are you acting like this? You start thinking the cat is ungrateful, that she doesn't like you, or that something is wrong with her. This is where the classic mistake happens, humanizing. For you, your home is a safe, cozy place. For this cat, it is foreign, unknown territory filled with terrifying smells, unfamiliar noises, and giant creatures, meaning you. In that moment, there is only one powerful instinct in her mind: survival. Hiding is not a mood, and it is not a form of protest. It is the only defense strategy this animal has available in that moment. By pressing herself into the darkest corner, she creates a small safety capsule from which she can observe a hostile world without being seen herself. The cat is not hiding from you. She is trying to stabilize her psyche, which has been completely overloaded by the move. The worst thing you can do right now is to pull her out of her hiding place by force, to show her how nice it is in your home. Every attempt to drag her out will be perceived as an attack by a predator. You are only confirming her worst fears. This place is dangerous. They want to catch me. If you become intrusive, you won't get a grateful companion, but a cornered animal that is ready to fight for its life with claws and teeth. This is why you must accept that in the first week, maybe even the first 2 weeks, there is no cat living in your home. There is a ghost. You only see food disappearing from the bowl. Maybe you hear quiet movements at night. This is normal. This is a necessary step. Give her time to create a mental map of the new territory, to observe your routines, and to understand that you are not a threat. Invisibility is her armor, and she will only take it off when she herself decides that the war for survival is over. You reach out your hand with the best intentions to pet her, and she flattens herself against the ground and looks at you with real terror. Or you simply raise your voice for a moment because you're on the phone, and the next second the cat is gone. You think, I didn't even do anything, and that's true. You didn't do anything, but someone before you did. A shelter cat is not a blank page. She is a book with chapters already written, and many of them are painful. You may never know her full story, but her body remembers everything. This cat does not see you as a kind rescuer. She sees a bundle of triggers. The smell of your perfume can remind her of the person who hurt her. The clinking of keys can bring back the moment she was thrown out of a home. Even your voice, your walk, or the way you move can awaken ghosts from the past. This is called associative memory, and in animals it functions as a perfect survival mechanism. If a human hand has caused pain once, every outstretched hand is a threat until proven otherwise. A cat does not analyze intentions. She reacts to patterns. And right now, to her, you are simply another human, from whom anything is possible. Many owners take this personally. They feel rejected and think, she doesn't love me. But this is not about love, and it is not about you as a person. This is about trauma. You are trying to build a bridge of trust on ground that has been burned by betrayal. That takes endless patience. You cannot simply tell her that you are good. You have to prove it with every movement, every single day. Every time she does not flinch when you touch her, it is a small victory over her past. She needs time to overwrite old, frightening files in her mind with new, safe memories. She has to learn that a raised hand in this house means petting or food, not a hit. That a loud voice is just emotion, not a promise of punishment. Until she internalizes this new pattern, you are not fighting her character. You are fighting the shadows of the people who came before you. And that is a battle that can only be won with a kind of love that expects nothing in return. You look at the paperwork from the shelter, healthy, vaccinated, dewormed. You breathe a sigh of relief and think at least this part is taken care of. But don't relax too soon. A shelter is not a sanatorium. It is a place of constant, chronic stress, too many animals in tight spaces, non-stop noise, competition for food, the permanent rotation of smells and neighbors. All of this undermines even the strongest immune system. And this invisible burden is exactly what the cat brings home with her, even if she appears perfectly healthy on the outside. The move then becomes the final blow that can cause this fragile balance to collapse. Suddenly, a seemingly healthy cat develops chronic viral infections that have been dormant in her body for months, digestive issues, stress-related bladder infections, skin conditions. All of this can appear in the first few weeks. You thought you were adopting an easy, uncomplicated pet, and suddenly you have a patient who needs treatment and special food. That is why the first vet visit is not a formality. It is a necessity. This is not just about fleas or worms, which almost all shelter animals have despite deworming. It is about hidden risks: kidneys, liver, teeth, tests for viral infections. Without proper diagnostics, you are playing Russian roulette with your cat's health and with your own finances. Be prepared for vet costs in the first month to be higher than the price of the most expensive purebred cat. That is the cost of a difficult past. But there is also good news. Most of these problems are solvable. With proper care, high-quality food, and above all, a low-stress environment, a cat's body is capable of remarkable regeneration. Your job is not to fear diagnoses, but to become the person who helps heal not only the body, but the soul. And then it happens. The thing everyone fears. You wake up in the morning and a sharp smell hits you. A puddle on the carpet, or even worse, markings on the curtains or the sofa. Your first reaction is shock and anger. She knows how to use the litter box. They promised me. She's doing this on purpose. You want to grab her, rub her nose in it, yell, stop. This is not revenge, and it is not a litter box problem. It is a cry for help spoken in the language of scent. For a cat, her own smell is the most important marker of safety. In the shelter, where everything smells like other animals and fear, she had no stable scent territory of her own. And now she comes into your large, frighteningly clean home that smells like nothing of her. She feels like a grain of sand in an ocean of foreign aromas. When she urinates in the wrong place, she is not dirtying your home. She is trying to claim it. She is placing scent flags. I was here. This smells like me. So it's not quite as dangerous here. Every punishment only makes the situation worse. Yelling and discipline increase stress, and with it the inner urge to mark the territory even more in order to calm down. You enter a vicious cycle. The more you scold, the more the cat urinates. This is a war your nerves and your floors will lose. The solution is not fighting, but strategy. Your task is to legally fill the home with the cat's scent. Scratching posts, resting places, blankets that already smell like her. Synthetic pheromones can help by imitating the body's natural safety markers. Accident spots must be cleaned with enzyme cleaners so the urine scent completely disappears and does not act like a magnet. And above all, she needs time to feel like the owner of this home, not an intruder. Once she understands that this territory is hers anyway, the need to mark it disappears on its own. You fill the bowl, and the cat dives into it as if she hasn't eaten in days. She gulps the food down, chokes, growls when you walk past, and later you find her on the kitchen table trying to steal a piece of bread or tear open a pack of pasta. You start wondering if this cat will ever feel full. No, she is not hungry. She is traumatized. This behavior is called food anxiety or food aggression, and it is a direct inheritance from her past. In the shelter or on the street, food is not guaranteed. It is a resource you have to fight for. If you're too late, you go hungry. This rule is deeply embedded in her subconscious. Even when the bowl is full, her brain screams, "Eat faster before it's gone." Stockpile. Tomorrow there might be nothing. For this cat, satiety is not a stable state. It is something uncertain and temporary. If you try to punish her for food theft or take the bowl away while she's eating, you only confirm her greatest fear. She thinks, "This is exactly what I was afraid of. There are competitors." That can lead to serious aggression. Training through prohibition does not work here. The only thing that helps is absolute stability. A fixed feeding schedule that is never broken. Several small meals a day instead of one large one, so she doesn't overeat or gulp her food. Slow feeder bowls that force her to eat more slowly. And above all, never play with food, never threaten it, and never intentionally make her wait. She has to learn a new lesson. In this house, food is always there. No one takes it away. There is no reason to fight. Only when she truly internalizes this does the hungry demon inside her finally calm down. At this point, you need to pause and remember the most important rule of responsible adoption. The rule of 3. 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. These are not random numbers. They are a roadmap of adjustment that can protect you from disappointment. The first 3 days are pure shock. Your cat doesn't understand where she is, who you are, or what just happened. Her old world is gone, and the new one scares her. During these days, she may refuse food, avoid the litter box, and be completely invisible. Your job is not to build closeness or force trust. Your only job is to provide safety, food, water, quiet, and cleanliness, nothing more. She is not getting to know you. She is simply trying to survive in a hostile environment. The next 3 weeks are the exploration phase. The cat slowly begins to understand that you are not predators, and that this home is not a deadly trap. She comes out of hiding, usually at night, cautiously explores the territory, and starts to find her own rhythm. During this time, she watches you from a distance. She studies every movement, every sound. Do not force contact. Let her decide when she wants to come closer. This is the phase where the most fragile foundation of trust is laid, and only after 3 months can you speak of real adjustment. The cat relaxes for the first time. She understands that this is her home and that you are her family. Only now does her true character begin to emerge. After weeks, maybe even months, something happens that gives you hope. Your cat finally comes out from under the couch. She allows you to be in the same room. Maybe she even stays where she is when you sit down. You think the ice is broken. You reach out your hand to pet her, and in the next moment she hisses or strikes with her claws. You are shocked and start asking yourself what you did wrong. Did I destroy everything? No. You didn't ignore her. You simply didn't understand her. The body language of a traumatized cat is a language of warnings. Before an attack happens, she sends dozens of signals. Slightly flattened ears, a twitching tail tip, side-to-side tail movement, wide pupils, a suddenly tense body. To you, these are barely noticeable details. To the cat, they are loud messages. Please stop. I feel unsafe. Give me space. When you ignore these signals and keep reaching out your hand, you are not showing love. You are crossing her boundary. The scratch is not an expression of anger. It is desperate self-defense. She warned you politely in her language, but you didn't understand. Learn to read these subtle signs. When you see tension, freeze. Look away. Let her decide when she is ready for contact. Accepting her no is the fastest way to someday hear her yes.
I potem po tygodniach, a czasem po miesiącach cierpliwości, wydarza się coś niezwykłego. Siedzicie na kanapie bez oczekiwań, bez wyciągniętej ręki i nagle on przychodzi. Może nie wskoczy wam na kolana, może położy się metr obok was, ale robi to sam. W tej chwili rozumiecie, że wygraliście. To jest największa nagroda. Przemiana przestraszonego, syczącego stworzenia w zwierzę, które świadomie was wybrało. Nie dlatego, że stawiacie jedzenie, nie dlatego, że coś wymusiliście, lecz dlatego, że udowodniliście, iż jesteście bezpieczni, że nie zdradzacie. Koty, które poznały okrucieństwo i obojętność, nie rozdają swojej miłości lekkomyślnie, ale kiedy zdecydują się zaufać, ich więź jest absolutna. Witają was przy drzwiach, śpią na waszej poduszce, rozmawiają z wami w swoim własnym języku. Ich miłość jest świadoma, zasłużona i właśnie dlatego tak niewiarygodnie głęboka. Nie dostajecie po prostu zwierzaka, dostajecie przyjaciela, który zna cenę dobroci, a tej wyjątkowej relacji, zbudowanej na cierpliwości, szacunku i zrozumieniu, nie da się kupić za żadne pieniądze. To jest prawdziwy cud adopcji. Jeśli ten materiał pomógł wam spojrzeć na adopcję inaczej, zostawcie łapkę w górę i zasubskrybujcie kanał Prawda na Półce. Być może właśnie ta wiedza sprawi, że kolejny kot znajdzie swój ostateczny dom. Dziękujemy za oglądanie i miejcie cierpliwość do tych, których wzięliście pod swoją opiekę.